Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the J Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Nowakowski, back with another episode for you guys today. So I know last weekend, or I didn't put out any episodes at all. I am sorry about that. I just had a really busy week, had a lot going on, and there just wasn't much to really talk about. But I am sorry I didn't get an episode out. I should have. My bad. I'm trying here. But I got a good episode for you guys today. But before I get started, make sure to follow me on Instagram, J_sports_podcast 29 Josh Nowakowski. Follow me on Spotify, 5-star review on Apple, all that good stuff, you guys. Because, I have some fun episodes coming up soon. I'm super excited. So let's get straight into today's episode, which we're going straight to the NBA. Got a lot of stuff to talk about that. Then a little bit of MLB talk briefly, and then that's going to basically cover most of this episode. So without further ado, let's start off in the NBA, where Game 5 of the NBA Finals was played tonight in Phoenix. But it was the Bucks coming out on top, taking a commanding 3-2 series lead and one win away from a championship. So the last two games, there have been two key plays. Game 4 was the Giannis block. Game 5 was the Drew Holiday steal, and then the lob to Giannis. And so first, that Giannis block was amazing. There are some people saying that was better than LeBron's block in the finals. I disagree, because LeBron's came in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. That was Game 4. The series wasn't. I think it was a game changer, possibly a series changer. But that LeBron one was like the series clincher. It was still a tie game, but that just all the momentum went to Cleveland at that point. But still an amazing block by Giannis. Crazy great play. I mean, very athletic play, especially a guy on one knee too. That was a very athletic, very talented, very good play. But Game 5. So it is a 1-point game. Phoenix has the ball. Devin Booker's driving. He gets into the paint, gets the kind of gets double teamed, and he uses his pivot foot and pivots back right into Drew Holiday, who strips the ball from him, runs a fast break, throws the lob to Giannis. Giannis gets an and one. And then Giannis misses the free throw, but Drew Holiday helps kind of back tap it and tap it out to a Chris Middleton, who got fouled and hit a couple free throws and clinched the game for Milwaukee. So last two games have had key defensive plays by the Bucks. The Giannis block, the Holiday steal. Two very key plays. That Holiday play give him some credit. He played great today. The Bucks really came out and played well. They were down 16 at one point, which going into that game, the Phoenix Suns were 13-0 when leading by 10 or more at any point in the playoffs. They were up 16 and they blew it and lost it. And, Milwaukee took the dub, and, my Phoenix in 6 can't happen. Phoenix in 7 still can, but I don't know. All the momentum's with Milwaukee. They're on their home court next game. So, we may be seeing a championship going to Milwaukee, honestly. Giannis has played great. And also you got to remember, he's playing on basically like one leg. One leg basically. But there's a stat I saw on Giannis that I want to present to you guys on just how good he is doing. Because I don't think people are talking about really how great his numbers have been. Of course, I didn't save it on my Instagram. 1 second. I think it was there was a Bucks page that I saw a thing on an Instagram ad. Sorry, guys. I thought I had it pulled up. Maybe I liked it. I could have sworn I saved it, but maybe not. Let me see if I can get that. If I can't find it quickly, then I'll just, move on. But here it is. All right, I found it. Okay, here it is. So, no NBA player has ever averaged 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists on 60% shooting from the field goal in the finals until Giannis. Currently, Giannis is averaging 32.3 points, 13 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 1.4 steals, 1.2 blocks while shooting 61.2%. So, obviously, there's still more games to be played. So, it could change, but right now, Giannis, if those stats stay, he will end as the only NBA player currently to do that in a finals series, which, I mean, that's got to tell you how good he's doing, right? I mean, he's been balling out. Drew Holiday dropped 27 tonight. Chris Middleton added 29, and then you add Giannis's 32, 9 and 6. I mean, and Chris Paul's been struggling from the Sun side. Chris Paul has made major struggling. And yeah, major struggling on the Sun side. Devin Booker really has been the only source of offense the past few games for the Suns. They're going to need Chris Paul if they're going to want a chance. Devin Booker dropped 40 tonight on 17 of 33 shooting, so over 50%. Ayton had 20. Chris Paul did have 21, so the offense got better for Paul. But hitting 3 threes for Chris Paul, but really, just that Bucks offense, just too much. I mean, Middleton 29, Giannis 32, Holiday 27, Pat Connaughton adds 14. Like, man, the offense went really well for the Bucks today, and all the momentum's with Milwaukee, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. But I mean, Milwaukee, you got to be feeling really good right now. And this is Milwaukee's series to lose because you got that home court advantage back. You won the tough road game. You got to finish it off in Milwaukee, in my opinion. I think you need to finish it off in Game 6 in Milwaukee on your home court because I don't know if they can win 2 straight road games. I don't know if they can, but so I think they need to close it out Game 6 in Milwaukee, but we'll see what happens. If there is a Game 7, I will tell you guys this right now. Schedule permitting, I will record a podcast before Game 7. I'll make sure to get that out. So, but enjoy the NBA Finals. They could be over really soon. But drop a comment right now, in the YouTube once the Instagram post is up. Are the Bucks winning in 6? Or are the Bucks winning in 7? Or are the Suns winning in 7? Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. So drop those down below. But moving on, next thing I would like to talk about, NBA-wise, I guess, is Team USA. Team USA has started out play 1-2 after dropping their first 2 games. They came back and beat Australia, I believe. Yeah, they beat Australia after losing to Australia and also losing to Nigeria. The Australia game got canceled. They beat Argentina. Sorry. They lost to Nigeria. They lost to Australia. And then they beat Argentina. And the other game against Australia got postponed due to COVID reasons. But one thing I do want to talk about is this Team USA team. Talent is not going to give them the win because there are so many. FIBA rules are completely different to NBA rules, and these NBA stars aren't adjusting to that. They're not adjusting to. You're not going to get those calls that you get in the NBA. Those crappy lean in BS pity stupid ass fouls that I hate in the game. The Luka foul, the Trey foul, the Harden foul. Those lean in and shoot and get a call, or the swim through move. Those stupid ass calls that I hate aren't called in FIBA, which brings me to my next point is Jared Dudley said, let's bring the FIBA rules to the NBA. Now, I have an exception. The 10-minute quarters I don't like. Keep 12 minutes, but I'm fine with the offensive goaltending. And yeah, those those stupid Luka Trey fouls that get drawn to lean in and pray for a foul and try and force the contact and all that. Please get him out of the game. Get him out. Like, seriously, come on, get him out of the game. It's a more physical style. I like that about the FIBA rules, but this Team USA team is not going to win on talent. They're going to need to learn how to share the ball. It's a lot of ISO ball, and it's not working. And before they didn't have a true center. They did add JaVale McGee to the roster, which I saw people on Twitter were kind of trolling that, but in my opinion, it's what they needed. They needed a tall, big guy who is going to block shots, who's going to get rebounds, right? That's what they needed. People were complaining, man, they need a center, And then they add a center, and they're like, really? That's the center you add? Well, yeah, these premier centers probably aren't available. The guys that you want probably weren't available. I think JaVale's a great spot for this team. That's someone they need on the team. So I didn't really understand the hate towards the JaVale because he does exactly what they need him to do. He blocks shots and gets rebounds, and he's intimidating on defense. Like, I don't know what more you wanted. I don't know, but that's just my opinion. I do like the JaVale signing, but this is something I have an issue with. And it's why I'm going to start out by saying this. This is another reason, and I'm only going to cover this reason, but this is another reason why KD is not better than LeBron, nor will he be better than LeBron. Is this KD-led USA team loses 2 games. They lose to Nigeria, and they lose to Australia. Now, from 1992 to 2019, Team USA went 54-2 in exhibition games. 2021, they started out 0-2. They didn't play in 2020, obviously, because of COVID. Now, here's where this comes in, is they lost those 2 games, and everyone's like, don't worry, it's Team USA. It's the USA guys. They'll be fine. They'll get it on. They'll be fine. Blah, 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 all of this. Switch it. Say LeBron's leading that team. First of all, I don't think they lose. I think LeBron. I mean, maybe they do, but I don't know if they lose both of those games. But if that is a LeBron-led team, the media is going crazy. LeBron, no way he can be the GOAT. There's no way he is so terrible. His age is finally showing it. He would be harped on so much, which proves my point more that he's the most criticized athlete of all time. I will argue that till the day I go to the grave. He's the most criticized, nitpicked athlete of all time. And there is no Laker bias attached to it. I will pull out receipts on why he's the most criticized, nitpicked, scrutinized athlete of all time. And this is another reason. If switch LeBron and KD, LeBron's leading that team and they start out 0-2, the media is in shambles, going crazy on how bad LeBron is. He's not a leader anymore. I mean, this and that bullshit they would be saying. But a KD-led team, they'll be fine. They're okay. They'll be fine. That shows the difference right there. That is just another difference. LeBron is better than KD. And if you disagree, I would love to hear what you have to say on it. I'd like to get your thoughts, but LeBron is the most criticized, nitpicked, scrutinized, insert word that's, insert similar word, athlete of all time. Hands down, easily. And I don't think it's close, really, every little thing he does, he's nitpicked on, People are roasting the Space Jam movie. I haven't watched it yet. I do want to watch it. I want to get to watching it. Again, I've been super busy. Haven't really had the time to. But, yeah. I haven't watched it. I'm sure it's not great, but I'm excited to watch it because it's Space Jam 2. It's LeBron. A bunch of other cool athletes and actors in the movie. So I'm excited to watch it. I'll give you guys my opinions if you want on it. Hopefully I'll watch it before the next podcast so I can give a thought on it. But I think Team USA, I think they will be okay if they stop foul hunting, one, and two, playing as a team. Those are two key things. If they don't do those, they're not winning the gold. I'll say that right now. If they foul hunt and play ISO ball, they do not win the gold. And I don't see them winning the gold because these European teams, one, have gotten more talented over the years. They've gotten a lot more talented, and two, they know how to play together and as a team, right? You can put the 5 best basketball players of all time on a team together. But if they don't know how to mesh together and play as a team, give me 5 other guys who are second or third tier in the all time, but they know how to mesh. Give me that second and third team because it's all about having the chemistry and playing as a team. And Team USA really does need to do that right now. They do need to play as a team and play together and play as one if they want to take home the gold, because talent only gets you so far. Talent can only get you so far. And if they play ISO ball and foul hunt, they're not going to get a gold medal at this year's Olympics. But yeah, I just want to get my thoughts on that, talk about that. Olympics are coming up soon. I will be covering some of this stuff, baseball, basketball. If there's any other sports you would like me to cover, I'm more than happy to. I love the Olympics. I love, getting to watch them and see, the medal counts and, hear the awesome stories on some of these athletes, whether US or not. I love hearing these stories, about what some of these athletes have, had to go through and gone and, obstacles they've had to get through to get to the Olympics. So, but yeah, I'm going to cover the Olympics. I'll cover a lot of the big sports. I'll try and cover a little bit of everything. I will do my best. But so yeah, I'm excited for the Olympics. Let me know. You guys excited? You guys pumped for the Olympics? I want to get your thoughts on that. And, where do you think Team USA finishes? Because the way they're playing right now, I don't know if they can get the gold. If they start playing together, I think they can get the gold. So we'll see. But some MLB talk. So, I think I want to start on the more recent events. There were 2 events in baseball today that were very sad, and I want to talk about both of them, and then I'll talk about the All-Star Game and Home Run Derby. All that kind of end on a high, good, fun note. So first, what happened today? What happened in New York? So the Yankees and Red Sox were playing, and Alex Verdugo was warming up for the inning. Throws a warm-up ball. Sorry, I'm yawning, guys. It's like 1 a.m. right now. Sorry, but throws a warm-up ball up to a Yankee fan, and the fan throws it back at him. And throws it back at Verdugo, which, come on, I understand there's this rivalry in Boston, New York, and this hatred, but it's like, if you're gonna throw the ball back, throw it away from the player. Throw it off to the left, off to the right. Don't get near the player, because that is dangerous. Because that is a player who's focused on something else, not even looking at you, most likely. His body is turned the other direction and not expecting that to happen. And it's dangerous. It really is. It's dangerous, and, Alex Verdugo has every right to be pissed off at that fan. Come on, that's Bush League. That's bull. That's a really crappy thing to do. And I don't like hearing stories like that. It's sad to hear about that. I just didn't like how that happened. I understand that there's a rivalry, and I understand that. But you've crossed a line when you do something like that. Again, if you don't want the ball, give it to someone who does want the ball first. Or when you throw it back, make sure you're not near the fucking player, please. We don't need someone getting hurt doing that. So please Yankee fans, stop being bitches. Stop pissing and moaning that you're not winning the division and you're not playing good this year. And don't do that. That's just not cool. And then today in Washington, a scary event. I believe it was going to the bottom of the sixth inning. There were gunshots right outside the stadium. Third. Sorry, guys. I'm again so sorry about the yawning, but third base side, outside the stadium, you could hear gunshots from the TV telecast. Like, how scary! Like, if you're watching live on TV, you could hear the gunshots. And then there, the players, and then there's a scary situation where players from both sides were going up into the stands and getting their families to go into the clubhouse with them. Like, that's so scary and so sad. I hope everyone's okay. Really, prayers up there. Eventually the fans were able to evacuate through the center field and right field fences. But that was really scary. And I hope everyone is okay. I don't know if anyone passed away or how many got injured, but very scary, very sad situation. That you just hate to see. You really just hate to see that going on. Especially, that's the least thing I think you're expecting at a baseball game. So hopefully everyone's okay. Hopefully no one passed away. Hopefully, little to no injuries. But just scary situation in Washington tonight. And yeah, that's all I want to say on that. More happy note, All-Star Game was this past week. Home Run Derby was Monday. All-Star Game was Tuesday. Home Run Derby, Pete Alonso goes back to back by winning the Home Run Derby, beating Trey Mancini in the final round, which I don't think anybody expected Trey Mancini to be in the finals. But what a great story, man. Like, the dude just over a year ago had leukemia. He was getting cancer treatment, and here he is in the Home Run Derby, finishing runner-up. Super awesome story. Again, congrats to Pete Alonso for winning. That chain he was wearing after it was freaking dope. Loved it. Super cool. And Shohei Ohtani knocked out in the first round by Juan Soto in the swing-off, but Shohei put up a great performance, a fun performance as well. Super, super fun to watch. I enjoyed watching the Home Run Derby. As for the All-Star Game, my boy Vlad Jr. taking home MVP, hitting an absolute moonshot. As AL won the All-Star Game 5-2 this year. I believe that's the 8th year in a row the AL has won, which is absolutely bonkers. But yeah, congrats to Vlad Jr., youngest All-Star Game MVP ever. And he's on Triple Crown watch now. I put up a thing on my Instagram, 29 Josh Nowakowski, saying if Vlad Jr. wins the Triple Crown, does he win AL MVP? And a majority of you guys so far have said yes. A few of you have said no. And then most of you have responded back on the nose and kind of like, well, it depends where Shohei's at, which I totally agree with. Like, I think if their hitting stats are close, like Vlad's 1 at everything, but Shohei's 2, and then you add Shohei's pitching, you might have to give it to Shohei. But if Shohei's production drops off and Vlad gets like a steady, good lead, depending on the pitching, maybe Vlad gets it, I think it's going to be one of the closest AL MVP races because, I mean, two guys came out of nowhere, too. I mean, they weren't really on MVP watch. They were kind of in the middle on the MVP watch. They weren't favorites, in my opinion, at all. But I'm super excited to see this race because you might have, I think it was Brandon Perez, good friend of mine, said, you could have someone win the Triple Crown, but then you have someone who has a, under 4 ERA and 50 plus homers in Shohei Ohtani. It's like, well, fuck, who wins the MVP there? And I totally agree. I don't know. I am super excited though. In August, I'm going to 2 Blue Jay Angel games. I'll get to see Shohei, get to see Vlad, Bo, all the players on the Blue Jays. Super excited to get to see Shohei, Jared Walsh, on the Angels. I'm super pumped to go to those games, but anyways, I just want to get my thoughts on the All-Star game. The uniforms were freaking ugly. I'll tell you that much. They were ugly jerseys. Yeah, hopefully I know Dodger Stadium next year in LA with the at Dodger Stadium, the jerseys will be better. I can guarantee you that the jerseys will be better. But yeah, I just want to get my thoughts on that and talk about them because those jerseys were bad. But yeah, I think that's really all I got for you guys. Just wanted to kind of recap everything that's happened, lately in sports. Excited to watch the finals, Game 6. We'll see if the Valley here can force a Game 7, or if Giannis and the Bucks are gonna get that chip. We'll see. I'm super excited. And yeah, that's gonna wrap up today's episode, you guys. So remember, follow me on Instagram, Spotify, 5-star rating on Apple, Twitter as well at Josh Nowakowski. All that good stuff. And until next time, this has been Joshua Nowakowski of the J Sports Podcast. Peace.